be close. Lonesome Dream, Baba's Boy, Lonesome Dream last. 15-1.
At Fairmount Park Racetrack, this was one of the many horse races to take place during last summer's season. But for Kim Sampson, it was the season that placed her in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Back in '83 was my last win in October. So when I won on Lonesome Dream, it was 38 years and 180 days in between my wins. So nobody's going to beat that record. Some people are saying, what the heck you think you're doing? And other people are saying, no, you go for it.
At 63, Sampson is still riding strong for the 2023 season after a 38-year hiatus from the industry. Although she claims this will be her last season of racing, she'll always have a hand in the work.
I can't imagine myself without a horse. You can't be down here if you didn't love the horses. Look back at some of these horses and it brings back a lot of memories of.
Do you have any favorites? Or
I really don't have any favorites because when I go tell every one of them has their own story, and it's.
Kim is a native to Collinsville, Illinois, home of Fairmount Park. Although the city's association with racing wasn't exactly what sparked her jockey career. Her family always had horses, and when Kim was old enough, she bought her own. She found a stable where she could keep the horse and ride with her friends, and the man who owned that stable one day convinced her to try riding the other horses he had. And Kim fell in love, but not just with riding.
And he says, hey, you want to get on a horse? And never, a year and a half later, we was married. So.
Jerry Sampson was training and breeding racehorses at the time he and Kim met. Jerry passed in 2009, but he has always been the motivation behind Kim's racing career.
He says, you're going to lose weight, you're going to ride. And I was like, okay. I was kind of one of them things was always in the back of my mind. Diane Danford was riding back in the late 70s when I first kind of started with the horses, and she was on the Dave Embry McDonald's billboard inside there, you know, and I always thought that was so cool, you know, but I never thought I would ever, you know, that would ever be me, you know, so. I rode back in the 80s for just starting. I was riding like 8 races. There was 10 races, and I might ride 7 or 8 races a day. And it was, you know, for a girl starting out, it was, you know, I did all right.
Of course, Kim is being a little modest here. Her first year racing in 1980, she won 13 races, even with a late start in the season. And the next season, she won 43, setting a record for the first woman jockey at Fairmount to win 3 races in one night. In fact, Kim was probably the first female jockey to break through at Fairmount. There were others who came before her at other tracks that made national headlines, like Kathy Kuzner and Diane Crump, and actually, Kim raced with Diane in a 1981 Battle of the Sexes.
The guys ended up winning, but they did have, you know, just the way it went. But I mean, you know, we had Dave.
Did you struggle with any of that? Did the men, you know, really embrace it, or how did that?
They never. I was really to myself. I was very much to myself back then. The first we had a little bitty old jock's room or whatever, and I just went in there and did my thing. And no, I would. You know, my husband, he thought like I knew things that I don't know. You know, they don't fill me in on their things. And there was.
I think what Kim is alluding to here was locker room talk that maybe she wasn't aware was happening, but that Jerry was quick to put a stop to. And again, I think Kim is being a little modest about her treatment as a female jockey. It's no secret that, like many other sports, racing has traditionally been a boys' club. There's varying statistics on this, but currently, only 12 to 27% of jockeys are women, despite studies that show there's not a significant difference in performance compared to their male counterparts. And although Kim says she didn't feel mistreated, there are certain aspects of racing that can make it more challenging for women, like weight and dieting.
My weight would go up in the winter, and trying to get it off, it'd be Memorial Day for it. They'd already have the racing meet in 3 months before I could ever get my weight off to where the riders were, where they was going to ride me at like 107 pounds, and I'd take a drink of water and spit it out. And I mean, it was.
Wow. And so then you were racing in the 80s, and then you took a break.
I took a break. Yep.
In the summer of '82, Kim had a son, but she still managed to make it back to the track for a few wins the last 3 weeks of the season.
And actually, I came back galloping too soon, and I pulled a muscle in my back. And I wouldn't dare say it, because if they thought, especially being a woman, if they thought I was hurting, they wasn't going to give them another excuse not to ride me. So I just kept my mouth shut and whatever and went on. And then the next year when I came back at '83, I rode, and I won 26 that year. But just with every push, I just felt the strain in my back. I just couldn't get it relieved, and that was kind of between the diet and it was time to quit. So then we just galloped for a while. And
Kim and Jerry continued to race horses on the side for a while, but they took a complete break from the racetrack after they decided to purchase a campground outside of Collinsville. All this time, Jerry had a full-time career with the ironworkers, and pretty soon, Kim got bored at the campground, so she joined the ironworkers too. Kim spent 28 years in the industry because, paving the way for one male-dominated field wasn't enough. It was after Kim got a hand injury that she retired from the ironworkers and decided to return to Fairmount. At first, just to help train, but pretty soon she was convinced to give racing another shot.
I'm at home at Fairmount, and probably this year I will be done, especially riding races, definitely. Just the idea that I'm still physical enough and can be able to get on these horses and train and do what I do it feels pretty darn good.
For Living St. Louis, I'm Brooke Butler.